Hallelujah. Let us turn our Bibles to 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 9. It reads there, "But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction." So it speaks about those who desire to be rich. That means those who are motivated, those who are zealous, those who are passionate, those who long to become rich. You see, riches is not wrong. To be blessed abundantly is not wrong. But if desire of your heart, the greatest desire, the greatest longing of your heart is just to accumulate wealth, just to accumulate riches, that's where the error is. That's where many people fall into temptations. You see, the greatest desire that you and I need to have is the desire for God, that we need to be people who long after God. In Psalm 37 verse 4, it reads, "Delight yourself in the Lord and He will give you the desires of your heart." That means delight, cherish, long, love the Lord. Delight yourself in the Lord and He will give you the desires of your heart. So our main desire, our main longing should be to enjoy God, to delight in God, and the rest that will follow is the blessings, is the riches, is the wealth, is the health, is the peace of mind. Today I want to encourage you, let us be people who desire the Lord more than the riches of the world. It says there, then he goes on further, he says, okay, those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires. We look at so many things happening, right? When people run after money, when people run after wealth, when people run after, the luxuries of the world, they enter into so many errors. One of the things that happens is the foolish investments. We see people accumulating so much of money, and then the greed for more, we land up putting or investing our wealth into certain investments that really destroy us. Why? Because our desire, our longing, our running was after the wealth. We see those who have attained riches but do not have God. They enter into relationships or into contracts which seem not right before the eyes of God, and destroy their peace, destroy their family life, destroy their future. They may have the wealth of the world, but they don't really have life. So he speaks about falling into temptation, a snare that tells you that if only I would get rich, if only I had the money, if only I had that latest gadget, my life would have been better. That snare, that trap that the enemy puts, that if only. But that's not true, right? The only if that we need to have, if only I run after God, if only I long after God, we would begin to see our life in a much better position. And he goes on to say senseless and harmful. He speaks about many have fallen into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. Let us learn only one thing, desire after God. And when you begin to desire after God, long after God, delight in God, the riches, the wealth that God adds into your life, it will be with no sorrows. It will have peace. It will have life. The wealth that God adds into our lives will never be with sorrow. It will always be with life. Today I want to encourage you. Let's not get carried away like the world to run after the riches, after the wealth. Let's not be greedy for things around us. Let's be people who long after God, and He will satisfy the desires of our heart. God bless you.